Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show off my Pink Floyd collection. The first one that I have is the 1965 recordings from Cambridge, the Early Years Part 1. The second one I have is the Early Years Part 2, Cambridge 1967 recordings. The first studio album they had is Piper at the Gates of Dawn. This is their first album. This is probably my favorite album from Pink Floyd. I just love this album through and through. I know most people say their later stuff, but I like their early stuff with Sid because, well, you can't get much better than that. But yeah, this is the only album that has Sid as the lead singer for every song. And there's just something about this debut that's weird and strange. Love it though. The second one is A Successful Secrets. This one does feature Sid on Jug Band Blues, but that's the only song that he contributes. He was out of the band at this point. Yes, this is their second album, A Successful Secrets. Their third album is More. It is a movie soundtrack, more or less. This is an earlier copy because it's in the old CD cases rather than the paperback. But yeah, this is music from the film More, their third album. Next we have Umagumo. It's a live album, and it's also a studio album. The live album is from 1969. But yeah, and if you look, the pictures are different in the background. Each person is doing a different thing, and it goes back all the way back too. Each picture is different. That must have took a long time to do that back, especially back in those days when there was no digital. I can't imagine the process of that being easy to do. But that's Umagumo. Next we have Autumn Heart Mother. And that's the one with the cow. And this is another early pressing of Autumn Heart Mother. Good album. Then we have Meadow. Next we have Obscured by Clouds. And this is also from a movie called La Velia. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but this is also a movie soundtrack. Then we have probably their most known album is Dark Side of the Moon. This is probably my second favorite album. I know I'm being cliche when I say that, but this is a great album nonetheless. This is an older copy. This is still one of the original copies that I've had from when I was younger. Next we have Wish You Were Here with the famous cover. Apparently Sid came during the studio and the band didn't recognize him because at that point he had shaven all his hair off. And I guess when they went to the studio, there was some weird guy sitting in the back or whatever. And I guess it took him a minute to realize that it was Sid. He had come to visit them. But yeah, there's your little tidbit of information while recording this album. Next we have Animals. That's Animals. Next we have their second highest selling album, The Wall. Great album. Most people probably know Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall. But I overall love their music. Their music is just really weird and trippy and fun. And yeah, I enjoy listening to all of it. And that's The Wall. This is an original pressing because it's in the big CD box. And if I don't have it in the original pressing, that's just because I didn't pick it up when they were originally coming out. The Final Cut. This is the final album with Roger Waters being their bass player. He left or got fired after this album was made. You decide. Yep, not much to say about that album. It didn't really sell that well. Then we have A Momentary Lap of Reason. This is their comeback album. They made this album a little while later without Roger Waters being involved in the album. And it's a great return to music. They didn't sound much better than that in the 80s. The Division Bell, which was their final album in 1995. And it brought back David Gilmour and yeah, I'm drawing a blank here. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, the three of them came back in the recording studio and they made the album really good. And this is a great album. This is a great farewell album. They did an album in 2014, which would be their final album. And basically what it is just a bunch of leftover instrumental songs from the Division Belt. And they just wanted to finish those songs, I guess, and bring them to life. But a great album. Instrumental album. There's nothing new on this album. And then I have a live album. I don't even know what this live album is called, but I think it might be called Pulse. But a live album, you can't go wrong. I think this was recorded in 1995. But yeah, great stuff. Like I said, and that's what they all look like together, if you care. But yeah, no, just overall great body of work. Great music to listen to keep you happy, I guess. Thanks for watching. Bye.